What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Giving the 350Z a bath today. Start by spraying down the wheels. We're going to do one wheel at a time, and I'm not going to show everything. This video is going to be edited because I don't want to bore you to death. But here we go. We're starting with the wheels and tires. Using a Karcher electric pressure washer. Have a 50-foot extended hose, a pistol grip. Using the white nozzle so we don't have to worry about damaging anything. Not that with low PSI your odds are you're not going to damage anything anyway. So we're spraying it down, then we're moving on the brake buster, spraying the wheels down with brake buster and the brakes. I'd like to get these wheels refinished. They're still in great shape, but they have a little bit of curb rash on two of the wheels. Just a little bit, just enough to piss me off. Now we've got Adams rubber and tire for the wheels and the wheel wells. I do like the 16-ounce bottle is easier to handle than the 30-ounce bottle. Now I'm using a Chemical Guys brush on the wheels, a wheel and tire brush. I think some of their products are a really good value for what you get. You know, there's so many detail products now, it's crazy. It's hard to keep up. And back in the 90s when I first got my driver's license in 95, 96, we had like Armor All and I think there's this stuff called Black Magic, and we had Stoner came out. I think the Stoner products were great back then. It's one of the few products from the 90s that I still use today. Now I'm using what is this? This is the Adams barrel brush to get deep into the wheels. This is the smaller one. And it did get behind the caliper, behind the Brembo caliper there a little bit. Was happy about that. Back to the brush. We let the rubber and tire dwell, and now we're agitating that with the brush. Spraying the car off, or the wheel off. You notice I just have a small bucket for this, and I don't fill the bucket up with water. I saw Matt from Obsessed Garage do this, where he just sprays off his tools with the pressure washer, like I'm doing here. And I like it. It's quick and easy. Between the tire cleaner and the brake buster, you're getting plenty of chemicals on the wheel, and then I go back and foam it down after, which we're about to do here. So I don't think the bucket of water is necessary for wheels and tires, unless they're really dirty. Here we go. Adams foam cannon. We've got mega foam in here. Getting decent foam in here today. I think I used about 2 ounces. 2 ounces of foam and the rest was water. Switch back to the white nozzle. And we've got this. This is a glove, a mitt that I use, and it's been with me forever. I've had it for a long time, and it's just really easy to get deep to where some of the brushes may not get. You have a lot of control with it. It's a microfiber, which I'm sure it's lost its microfiber tendencies since it's so old, but I'll use it on the wheels. Get the foam off. So that's basically my process for a wheel. And again guys, just a car geek, not a professional detailer, but this is fun for me. I enjoy doing this. The part I don't enjoy is the polishing, so I'm going to have to really work on that this year. That's my goal, to really improve my polishing skills. Which in the other video I talk about that why I went out and purchased a ton of detail products, because that will help give me the motivation to focus on polishing and improve my polishing. It's by far the hardest part. I mean, this is easy. This stuff, wheels and tires, washing the car, drying the car, as long as you have a process. But you really have to be patient with polishing. Claying the car is pretty easy. man, polishing, applying the wax, you know, that's easy, but polishing is a lot of work. It's a bitch. All right, so what are we going to do? We're moving on to the next tire. I'm only going to show this side here, because just to save time here. So, same process, spraying the wheel down again, white nozzle. You guys that are just getting pressure washers, you gotta get the 50-foot hose, and you can get around a big SUV easily with the 50-foot hose. The hose that these come with is only like 15 feet or something, and I would literally have to have the pressure washer right on top of the car. But the pressure washer's 20 feet away, off camera. Barrel brush, just use the brake buster, and the Adams rubber and tire. Back to the barrel brush. Chemical Guys brush on the wheels. Comment below what mods you think I should do to this car. I'm not going turbo, I'm keeping it NA, but what mods do you think I should do? Back to spraying it off. I'm spraying the wheels off. And Adams foam cannon, mega foam. And yes, I upgraded the orifice on this. Get pretty good foam. I haven't been able to get that super crazy, insane thick foam that some detailers get, but I haven't really played around with it too much. We're back to the microfiber mitt, or microfiber glove, I should say. This thing is great. I need to just buy a new one. Spray it down. These tires are roughly a month old. I made a video where I talk about the tires. I wanted to upgrade to the Michelin Pilot 4S, which I'm happy that I did. They're worth the money. But you know, new tires, when you get new tires, they come with that brown. They look old. It's terrible. So we're taking care of that today. I finally got around to detailing the car. So spraying it off now. Spraying the car down. It's early morning, and we run into some sunlight here. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So I wanted to keep the car outside just for better visibility while filming, but I just move it closer to the garage a little later on. Because often what I'll do is I'll wash the car outside, and then I'll pull it in the garage and dry it off in the garage, you know, and then there's no sun or nothing. You can see there, I got the sunlight starting to come through. So got my Adams buckets. They're great buckets. I like that they had the complete. When I purchased these, I looked at Chemical Guys, I looked at some other brands, I was on Auto Geek, and I couldn't find a complete that wasn't outrageous. Matt's kit from Obsessed Garage was just a little too pricey for me. So I went with the Adams. I got two complete buckets with the top. Want the top because if you keep it in the garage, you can't have dust and stuff getting in your wash buckets. Dust and grime and pollen and dirt, you know, not good. I'm foaming it down here. This is the fun part. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, wow, I got to get a pressure washer. I saw somebody foam down a car. The little kid in me just loved it. So, by the way, the hose I have here is nothing fancy. It's like a $40 hose. And the pistol grip is, I forget the detailer's name. He recommended one off Amazon. It's $30. They don't swivel. It's nothing fancy. But if you train the hose, if you break the hose in, let it, roll it up properly and then let it stretch out. What I do is I let it stretch out, before I use it. And after, it will not kink. You'll be good. You just have to be patient with it. Just like what you would with a garden hose. Decent foam here, good enough, it does the job. I've got some Griots wash mitts. They sold them in packages of 2, and I like that. I do like Griots. It is competitive between, I like Adams, I like Griots products, I like Chemical Guys, Stoners for like the tire shine and then invisible glass. There's just so many good brands now. CarPro's products I haven't tried yet. I did buy their eraser, and before I polish, or after I polish, I'm going to use the eraser to remove the oils, but their stuff's expensive, and I drive normal cars. And detailing it, I mean, this as a hobby is expensive, I mean, you can really go wild. But I tried to be somewhat reasonable and buy products that I feel like were a good value, stuff that would last me, you know. The pressure washer I think was $140, and then with the accessories it was probably around $200. Then I probably spent another, I don't know, $500 for the detailing products, and I did a video of everything I got recently. If you haven't watched that, I'll put a link to that at the end of the video. Okay, so I've got this is my older mitt. This one, I think I got it from Auto Geek a while ago. I'm using this for the bottom of the car. And this car doesn't have any paint well, it has Speedmaker on it. Other than Speedmaker, it doesn't have any, which is probably wearing off, actually. It doesn't have any paint protection on it. Maybe a little bit of wax that's left over because it has been in the garage since I've been in New York. I've been in New York for the last decade. Long story. But I'm back now, and I'm finally got the Z back on the road, and happy that I've got historic tags for it now. Pretty cool. Oh, so we're foaming the car down again because we're running in the sunlight here. I was filming this and didn't want to have to change things up and set the camera up again and all that nonsense. So we're just foaming the car down again. Plus there's extra foam. Might as well use it, right? Really happy with the wheel spacers. I got 15-inch spacers in the front with the extended studs from Z1 Motorsports, and I got 20 in the back. It's definitely an improvement. Makes the stock wheels pop a little bit. It still looks factory unless you really know. I did that. I got stealth bulbs in the headlights. It takes the yellow out of the headlights. It makes them look a lot better in my opinion. Got the clear side markers in the front, although I'm thinking about going back to the amber ones. I'm kind of 50-50 on those. Shorty antenna, which I believe is a Honda 2000 antenna, which I think suits the car better than the OEM one. The Pilot Sport tires. I've got a Kenwood head unit that's aging, but it's just about period correct, I guess. I got the head unit in 2010, so close enough. Spraying the car down now. Spraying the foam off. It's fun, It is fun being a car guy. But I imagine to people that aren't into cars, this must look really strange, having this crazy process just to clean your car. When you're the random person, average person, I'll just take it to the damn car wash, $10. I don't have to do any work, That's what your average person's thinking. But for the detail obsessed, it's like something you gotta do. But this is the cool thing about this when you learn how to really detail well is that it doesn't matter what you drive. I mean, it does, but as long as you have a car that's in decent shape with decent paint, I mean, you can make anything look good that you're driving. So it's great, It's it's a way for somebody with a normal car, like with just a Honda Civic or a Kia or something, to stand out, to make their car stand out by keeping the car clean, correcting the paint, polishing the car, applying a wax or a ceramic coating, And that's cool, man. That is cool. You know, I have much more respect for the guy that has a $12,000 car that he keeps clean than somebody that drives a $80,000, $90,000 luxury car and the wheels are caked with black brake dust and they've never cleaned it, and it just has fast food bags in it, and I hate that. That's foul. That's disgusting. It's lazy. So dealing with the sunlight, we've got to move the car now. And we're going to back it up and move it forward a little bit for the brakes to get that. It's supposed to help with the brake rust. And I did put some, I think I put some Hyde serum on, and I may have edited that out. I put the Hyde serum on early to try it out, rather than putting it on at the end to see if it makes a difference, or if you can do it right after you clean the wheels, instead of waiting till I get to the drying process. So just back and forth here. This is supposed to help a little with brake rust. And then we're going to pull up closer to the garage in the shade so I can dry the car off and finish up. One more time for good measure. I'd like to do a front plate delete too, but then I'm going to have to repaint the bumper if that's the case, and that's going to piss me off. So I think it's fine with the front plate. The Maryland plates are simple. They're white, the historic plates, so I like that. You know, it's not a weird color or anything, so it's not too bad. I think it's one of the better looking plates, actually. Very simple. It's just white and black, and it says Maryland in black. Spray it down again since we're dealing with a little early morning sunlight. Got to keep the car wet. Rule number 1, everybody knows that. Got to keep the car wet. Only thing about the foam cannon is you get so much soap, and then the soap stays on the asphalt. And as you can see, I got some soap on the tires there. No biggie though, no big deal. And this driveway is a very, very slight incline, but not quite enough for the soap to run down. We're almost done here. We're finished spraying this down, and then we're going to dry it off with the Ego. I think it's a 765 CSM. I've got a shorty. I bought the stubby nozzle for it, but I bought a cheap one on Amazon. I should have got I think the one I got was $15. I should have got a higher quality one because it doesn't like to stay on, but it works. It's good enough. Here we go. What's good about the short nozzle though, you can really get up close, And then if you're in a garage, it's a must if you're going to dry the car off in a garage. Because with the standard nozzle on this thing, it's like 3 feet long or something. I'll probably like this more in the winter. Definitely more once the car is coated. It's not coated with anything now other than the bead maker, although that does help a lot. And the bead maker's wearing off, but you can see it. And there's still a little soap on the car, unfortunately. I didn't do the best job spraying it off in all the nooks and crannies. I was worried about the sun, but no big deal. We get it off. I mean, this isn't a concours car by any stretch of the imagination. It's a 20-year-old 350 that's mostly stock. The engine is untouched. We'll probably do some exhaust work and keep it that way. There's some Motordyne mods. So we're drying the car off now. I've got 2 towels. The blue towels for the windows, and then the rag, I think that's the Rag Company drying towel that I'm using there. It's funny, on video it looks like I'm applying all this pressure, but I'm not really. I'm just moving fast. It's one thing I noticed, what you look like on camera when you're working and doing things looks a lot different than how it actually feels in real life. Like there, it looks like I'm applying a lot of pressure, right? But it's literally like, it's like just gliding over the paint. It's probably just because I'm leaning over, so it looks like I'm putting my weight into it, but I'm not actually putting my weight's in my hips. But having that dryer does speed this up drastically. Not using it. There's a lot of pollen. I'm not even using I guess I could be using the Bead Maker as a drying aid or something, but gonna have to spray the car off in a couple weeks again and had to deal with a little bit of water there that was on the inside of the window. Yeah, I must have deleted the video where I put the hides. Or I must have put the hides on off camera. And believe it or not, I did do everything I did to this side, I did do on the other side of the car. Just didn't want to move the camera around. And then this video, instead of being 25 minutes, it would be 50 minutes. I'm really glad I didn't clap this thing out when I was younger. Put it away in storage when I was in New York City for 10 years. It's funny how you get a little older. I'm 44 now, and then it's like you see these, and you're like, why would I do that to a car? You change, I mean, I'm not that like lawn chair, New Balance wearing old car guy yet, but I'm getting closer to that guy. I'm closer to that guy now than the Fast and the Furious guy, that's for sure, than the kids. And we're about through here, guys. I'm going to do some more videos when I do some paint correction and waxing so you guys can laugh at me when I struggle with the polisher. Because why not? If I put myself on camera, maybe I'll work a little harder. But that's about it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.